Good evening, dear friends. Hello. Hello. Good evening, dear friends. Good evening. Can we start now? Can we start? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. You can.
Okay. Yeah. Last time we were doing that plant breeding, biofortification, single cell protein. Correct. But from that unit itself, from that lesson number itself, 11, we have the last unit, that is role of microbes. You'll eat at home doklas, batores, then jalebis, bread, cakes, pastries, and all that. Or idlis also, and dosas also you're eating it. How these are being prepared? These are being prepared by the process of fermentation. These in turn are prepared by means of process of fermentation. What they do, it was an age-old phenomenon. Nobody knew it. Right from those times itself, take the milk, warm it, add a teaspoon of curd, make it, the milk is converted into curd. Take the dough or the atta, put the curd into it, prepare a dough of it and keep it overnight. It will get fluff. It will get puffed up, and you will get the porous rotis, that is nothing but your batures. The same way bread, they are doing it by means of artificial means. They are adding to it yeast. You must have seen the bread cupcakes. They write away baker yeast is added to it so that you get the free thing. This is all actually nothing but biotechnology. This also we had studied in our theory class. We have implemented it practically for our own welfare. I started having a restaurant where putting all these stuffs only, breakfast stuff, morning brunch stuff. So definitely I'm being benefited from. And in this case, what is happening? Today, if your mama is preparing idli, today's idli will not be that soft, but she keeps little bit of that atta, that duff which she has prepared. She keeps it little bit, and she adds a fresh duff into it. And the more she'll prepare, the idli will be more softer. Again, a part of it she'll keep it little bit, not most, 1/4 or 1/3, and also not that much. Little bit she'll keep it, and to it she'll add the fresh ones. Means what? Already the microorganism is added to it. The atta which you have left over, you have added to it, and continuously the idlis are becoming softer, softer, softer. Okay, now she has decided, now the children are all fed up with the idlis, they don't want any more idlis now. Then today, one particular day, after 2-3 days, what she will do? She will finish off the entire atta, clean the utensil, and keep it aside. Means now no more idlis for another few days. If you try to see, the first day the idlis were there, they were slightly harder. Then they became softer, then softer, then the softer, and the softest. This is that there were some microorganisms which entered and they made the dough softer and softer. Now, when the microorganisms are entering inside it, what do? They ooze out anaerobic respiration. As they are doing the anaerobic respiration, they are oozing out carbon dioxide. It is this carbon dioxide which is combining with it, and it is making the duff fluffy or the puffy one. This phenomena in turn, which was a traditional one, now we are taking it into biotechnology, that is in nothing but the microbes for the preparation of food. What is there over here? Now we just see the chapter, microbes in human affairs. Biotechnology gives scientific and engineering principles for the processing of materials by biological agents to provide goods and services to humans or for welfare. Means for my own benefit, I'm not getting a job, so I put a restaurant, small one, correct? Wherein I'm just keeping first the branch on idli, sambar, doklas, and all such things, or else I'm keeping the chole batures and all. If that restaurant is perishing, I will start adding more dishes into it, correct? There are varieties of microorganisms like algae, fungi, bacteria, protozoan, nematodes, etc. And the products that exhibit activities which are used for welfare of humans in regard to food, health, industry, agriculture, medicine, biocontrol, etc. Now you will be saying, Miss, what way protozoans we are using? No, we are not using the protozoans for food stuff. We are using it for some other thing. We are not using even this nematodes for the food stuff. We are using it for some other thing. Any we are using for plowing the soil as a biofertilizer, correct? So in in general, taking all the organisms together from the biological source which are helpful for our welfare. These organisms are used variously in food and feed, technology, industry, waste utilization, energy, etc. Microbes in food preparation. The development of biotechnology occurred in two phases, namely traditional. If you ask your grandmother or great-grandmother, why do you put milk make curd? How it is done? They will say, I don't know, my mother taught me. If you ask your mama, I don't know, my mother taught me. Jalebis, why do you put curd in the atta of the jalebi? Maida just flour रहता, refined flour रहता, उसमें आटा बनाने के लिए you're putting that curd inside it to make it more softer, to make it fluffier, एकदम soft होना चाहिए खाने में. So for that reason we are adding curd and keep it stand still overnight. Next day morning we fry them out in ghee. So that is a traditional thing. You ask them why it is done. They don't have any reason. My mama taught me this way, so I did it. My grandmother taught me this way, so I am doing it. But traditional reason is this, because that particular dough has to be fermented. Then only it can show the effect of it. Dokla nowadays you are getting instant dokla, but that instant dokla ka jo taste hai, and the one which is fermented ka taste mein, there is a difference, correct? Till 1971 and modern after 1970, traditional biotechnology is based on fermentation principle by using fermenting bacteria. These were used in the preparation of variety of indigenous fermented food products. Dosas, doklas, idlis. I just told you all these examples. The dosa, idli and dokla are fermented products produced due to activity of bacteria. They are fermented preparation of rice and black gram, that is urad dal, correct, and are born and with airborne leuconostoc and streptococcus species of bacteria. Carbon dioxide produced during fermentation causes puffing up of the dough. This is very important. Carbon dioxide which is produced while anaerobic respiration is there, that is used for puffing up the doughs. Now, in this particular case, there is one thing which is very much essential. I am not able to see that statement over here, which I had written it once in my own notes, that carbon dioxide which is oozed out is taken up by gluten something, one chemical component, which is making it puffy. During fermentation, the sugar is converted into alcohol where carbon dioxide is released, which is responsible for raising the bread. Correct? Bread. The same way it is there for gluten. This released carbon dioxide is trapped in gluten, which is responsible for raising the dough. I told you very clearly, one amino acid is a gluten, which will trap that carbon dioxide and it makes it porous and the dough is raised up. Correct? वो फूक जाता है, फूलता है आटा. That is very much important because they can ask you as a give reason. Next is microbes as a source of food. When we did apna plant breeding, that time we had come across that single cell protein, correct? That same thing is over here. Microbes as source of food. Directly you are taking them. Some microbes or their fruiting bodies are directly used as food as they are rich in vitamins and proteins. The term single cell protein denotes dead and dried cells of microbes like bacteria, algae, molds, and yeast. Some mushrooms and truffles are directly used as food. Mushrooms, you'll get button mushrooms in the vegetable market.
And truffles means?
Huh? Truffles are all types of mushrooms only. There are two different types of mushrooms. In Hindi, they call it as dingli. For truffles, they call it as dingli. Why? How they are, they appear in this format. Elongated structure and then a fan-shaped structure. Whereas button mushrooms are how? Just a small thing. And this way you get it. ये white वाला market में मिलता है पॉलिथीन बैग के अंदर. जिधर आपको Chinese food मिलता है ना, capsicum, yellow, red, green, and all such things. And then you'll get broccoli. Then you'll get even that one more thing is that parsley of Chinese item, wherever you'll get now all this stuff, there you will get this also. But this truffles mostly you will get in the malls and all such things where they have the dried stuff, because truffles are basically dried one. You have to collect them, bring it home, put it in warm water for about 2 to 3 hours, and then prepare the things. And then they will taste like normal. They are normal mushrooms only, but then they are dried stuff. In Hindi, they call them as dingli. And in English, it is truffles. ऐसे करके. It's a leaf shaped like अपना ginkgo biloba का leaf कैसे रहता है वैसे दिखता है वो लोग. are directly used as food. They belong to the higher fungi. They produce large, fleshy, fruiting bodies, which are edible. Fruiting bodies are sugar-free, fat-free, but rich in proteins, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. The food is the fruiting body. In the fruiting body is low calorie. Now here they can ask us a question. Here they can ask us a question pertaining to your mushrooms. Distinguish between your edible and non-edible mushrooms, or non-poisonous and poisonous mushrooms. Correct? Because edible it is non-poisonous, non-edible is poisonous. Edible mushrooms, they grow in bright and sunny places, whereas non-edible, they grow in dark and shady places. Edible, they are good for consumption as they are healthy food. They are not good for consumption as they are poisonous. Next, edible one, they are dull colored, whereas non-edible one, they are brightly colored. Edible one, their stipe is easily breakable. That stipe is nothing but the stalk of the mushroom. Next, their stipe is stiff and it is not easily breakable of the non-poisonous one. Sorry, of the non-edible one, the poisonous one. They do not produce pink spores. They are producing pink spores. Next, the examples of these are volvo, that is cup-like structure, is not present at the base. Volvo, that is cup-like structure, is present at the base. Then examples, there is a big list of examples of these mushrooms. Over here you can see. Mushrooms are of two different types, edible and non-edible. Just see here this Agaricus biporous, edible or non-poisonous mushrooms. Agaricus biporous, Agaricus betocuris, Agaricus compestris, or Agaricus species, you can say, white button mushroom. Then paddy straw mushroom, Wolveria species. Then you have Pleurotus florida, Pleurotus fabulatus, and Pleurotus sergiocazu. That is the oyster mushroom. Then you have noble or poisonous mushroom are Amentia species, you can say directly. Then Amentia phyloides, Amentia muscularis, Lactarius valericis, Gymotria esculenta, Rassula emica, Entomola, etc. These are all said to be the poisonous mushrooms or non-edible mushrooms. There is another list which I have taken from some other places and all such things. I don't think you will be needing it. If you want, I can just send the picture. वो need के हिसाब से तभी देंगे, नहीं तो forget about it right now. Right now you just need this much. Then when we were reading from the text, we had come across certain things. It is free from fats, it is free from carbohydrates, it is having ample amount of proteins, vitamins. The same thing, they can ask us a question as state the economic importance or the role of mushrooms or the significance of mushrooms. Mushrooms are rich source of proteins. They consist about 20 to 30% proteins, then their dry weight. Mushrooms are cultivated for food because they are rich in amino acids, vitamins, and have low carbohydrates. They are considered to be non-conventional food sources. Their use as non-conventional food helps to supplement the conventional food to support the increasing world population in spite of the shortage of cultivational land and water supply. We don't have the land. I can cultivate the mushrooms in my own house. I can have one full room for mushroom cultivation. I will put the racks one above the other rack के ऊपर वो mushroom उगते रहते हैं. I can have the business of it. I don't need the land, cultivation land, and to supplement the conventional food to support the increasing world population in spite of shortage of cultivation land and water supply as cheap source of proteins for populations from developed and developing countries. They are rich sources of potassium, phosphorus, calcium, iron, and sodium. क्योंकि ये सारे की सारी चीजें हैं potassium, phosphorus, calcium, iron, and sodium. Mushrooms are given to convalescing patients. A patient who has undergone major surgery, maybe bypass surgery, maybe brain surgery, whatever it is, the person who has undergone major surgeries, उनको ये mushrooms दिया जाता है, either in the form of soup or in the form of vegetables, whatever it is, they give it to them because they have ample amount of potassium, they have phosphorus, they have calcium, they have iron as well as sodium, and electrolytes have to be balanced. That is sodium and potassium. नमक तो चाहिए ही चाहिए, नहीं होएगा तो the person may get mad, altered sensorium होएगा. So this is going to balance everything because it is having ample amount of this. Oil, fat, everything is not there. Carbohydrates, not there. But it is having ample amount of these chemical mineral nutrients. They also provide carbohydrates, amino acids, vitamin B complex, niacin, etc. Being balanced diet, the mushrooms can solve problems of malnutrition up to a large extent. They can help in prevention of beriberi, scurvy, dermatitis, etc. They, they help in proper growth and bones, teeth, and proper visual activity. Do you know that mushrooms are being imported from Malaysia? It is something 80,000 per kg, and they come for apna Narendra Modi, and his complexion has become fairer. That is dermatitis ke liye. They help in proper growth of bones, teeth, and proper visual activity. Also, they have very less amount of starch. They are good food for diabetic patients. They have low calorific value and sugar and fat. They are used in preparation of soups, pulavs, curries, pizzas, pickles, etc. Correct? That is pertaining to the role of mushrooms or the significance of mushrooms. Then you have the next unit in our text as dairy products. You all know the dairy products are nothing but curd, then buttermilk, then you have yogurt, then you have ghee, cheese, etc. All these are the products of the dairy. वो dairy management में भी हम लोग ने किया था. Same thing again once here. Lactic acid bacteria, that is LAB, like lactobacillus, are added to milk. It ferments lactose sugar of the milk into lactic acid. Lactic acid causes coagulation and partial digestion of milk protein casein. Milk is changed into curd, yogurt, and cheese. The starter or the inoculum used in preparation of milk products actually contains millions of lactic acid bacteria, that is LAB. जो मम्मी आपका एक चम्मच दही डालती है ना, वो एक चम्मच जो दही लेती है वो दही नहीं है, वो माइक्रोब्स है, that is lactic acid bacteria. वो ये lactobacillus. Curd. Indian curd is prepared by inoculating milk with lactobacillus acidophilus. It also checks growth of disease causing microbes. Yogurt. It is produced by curdling milk with the help of Streptococcus thermophilus or Lactobacillus bulgaricus. Buttermilk. The acidulated liquid left after churning of the butter from the curd is called as buttermilk. Mama prepares curd. Put that curd into the mixer. Add little bit of cold water. Whip it off. When you're whipping it, if that particular thing was having cream into it, malai hoega, so it will form butter, which you'll call it as loni in Marathi. White butter you'll get. वो घर का बना हुआ बटर है. वो बटर निकालने के बाद में ऊपर का लेयर में आ जाएगा पूरा. It will get full mass will become. It will unite over there and form a mass of butter that you have to remove it by means of spoon and keep it in a particular bowl or something, and you can have it at time intervals. The leftover part which is there in that is nothing but the buttermilk. छाछ है वो, उसमें आप नमक डालो, मसाला डालो and पी लो, no problem. So buttermilk is acidulated liquid left after churning of butter from the curd. It is called as buttermilk. Then cheese. The milk is coagulated with lactic acid bacteria and the curd formed is filtered to separate whey. Whey is what आप पनीर बनाते हो ना घर पे, you add limbu to the milk. What is happening? The milk का water content will separate and the milk will get coagulated. Correct? That particular coagulated part is nothing but the paneer. And the liquid which has come out is nothing but the whey. That whey is also helpful. There are people who use that whey to tear another milk. Instead of adding lemon, we are using this whey only to tear the another milk, so that the paneer becomes more softer. You'll call it as malai paneer for that. तो वो वे यूज करते हैं, वो नींबू नहीं यूज करते उसमें. और वो जो पनीर खाओगे ना, इट इज नॉर्मल इन टेस्ट, इट इज नॉट सार इन टेस्ट. जो नींबू से किया वो सार होता है, ये सार नहीं होता है टेस्ट में, बिकॉज ये आपने वे से किया हुआ है. जो लेफ्ट ओवर लिक्विड है ना पनीर से निकला, उसमें से आपने इसको यू हैव टोन द मिल्क, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज वे. द सॉलिड मास is then ripened with growth of mold that develops flavor in it. Different varieties of cheese are known by their characteristic texture, flavor, and taste, which are developed by different specific microbes. Roquefort and the Camembert cheese are ripened in molds, that is Penicillium Roquefort and Penicillium cambrium. The large holes in the cheese, in the Swiss cheese, are developed due to production of large amount of carbon dioxide by the bacterium known as bacterium bacteria. Then what is the role of your microbes in industrial production? In industries, growing microbes in large vessels called as fermenters. The main function of a fermenter is to provide a controlled environment for the growth of microorganism or a defined mixture of microorganism to obtain the desired product. Production of alcoholic beverages. Now what we do? Sugarcane का juice निकलने के बाद में उसका husk फेंक देते हैं. They collect it. You must have seen in that gunny bag. There are people or the industry people who come and collect that particular sugar husk. They put it in the large drums which are totally sterilized, and that drum is kept in a totally fumigated or sterilized room. Once it is kept over there, it is well ventilated, temperature rated, the room is sterilized, the drum is sterilized wherein they're putting this particular this husk of the sugar cane. I'm telling you, you're seeing it day to day. आप दिखता है आपको sugar cane juice निकल. And that they have added water, and everything is sterilized, everything is fumigated, no microorganism is there in the surrounding. Then the desired microorganism is added to that drum, the desired. When the desired microorganism is added, this microorganism is getting ready food, the temperature is also normal, the room is ventilated, the microorganism will multiply. As it multiplies, it is going to break that particular husk. As it is breaking the cellulose of it. Definitely it is going to form some fermented product. That liquid is then filtered, and that filtered liquid is nothing but it is forming the different types of alcohol. अभी हर एक के लिए हम लोग ने अलग अलग टाइप का माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म लिया है, हम लोग ने अलग अलग टाइप का बेस लिया है. In some cases we are using potato skin, in some cases we are using the sapna rotten grapes, in some cases we are using banana, grapes, etc. Correct? All these things, whatever waste like hota hai na, that all we are using it, and we are inoculating with the microorganism, and we get the different types of alcoholic beverages. Like this wine is there, then rum is there, then this vodka is there, or whiskey is there, whatever you say, beer is there, वो सब इधर ही आता है. Beverage is a liquid used or prepared for drinking. Example: tea, coffee, beer, wine, which acts as a stimulant. Abhi tea and coffee cannot be prepared by this, huh? Because tea and coffee, you are preparing tea leaves, that you get the coffee powder and you are preparing it. But this is the fermentation process. उसका जो fermentation करते हैं, उसके बाद में उसको dry कर देते हैं. Liquid state में रहता है. ये liquid state में रहता है. Correct? Alcoholic beverages are the products of alcoholic fermentation of specific substrates. Use of microbes is in making alcoholic beverages is known since Vedic period. That is 5000 to 7000 BC, before Christ. That time they used to call it as somras. Abhi usko alcohol bolte hain. Wo time pe to they used to have it. All this Rishi Munis and all that, they used to have it. Pandits and all that. Microbes, especially yeast, have been used from time immemorial for the production of beverages like wine, beer, whiskey, brandy, or rum. For this purpose, the yeast, named as Saccharomyces cerevisiae, where ellipsodes, variety is ellipsodes, that is commonly called as brewer's yeast, that is on your bread also, same one. It is used for fermenting malted cereals, that is the cereals which have become rotten or something. The sapna is na channa chawli, moong वगैरह जो rotten हो जाते हैं, सड़ जाते हैं, तो instead of discarding it, we can use it. Correct? And fruit juices to produce ethanol. Among the beverages, wine and beer are produced without distillation. Correct? They are only filtered. Whereas whiskey, brandy, and rum are distilled beverages. They are, after filtration, they are passed through distilleries. So you get a very fine liquid. Tubular tower fermenter is used for large-scale production of alcohols. This is nothing but a small machine they have used, in which either the agitation may take place, constant stirring, or not stir, no agitation is taking place. If agitation takes place constantly, the carbon dioxide is not being formed. Each and every method, or each and every alcoholic beverage is having a different procedure. Accordingly, they are doing it. Several traditional drinks and foods are also made through fermentation by yeast. Today, a traditional drink of the coastal region in South India is made by fermenting the sugar sap extracted from palm plants and coconut palm. The famous wine of Goa, traditionally known as Feni, is made by fermenting fleshy pedicels of cashew nuts. Now, production of organic acids. You all have heard about this limbu ka phool. They are like sugar crystal. These are like crystals of the sugar only. But each crystal, if you take, it is very sour, very sour. They call it a citric acid or limbu ka phool. That is again your organic acids. Gluconic acid. Then you have that acetic acid. Vinegar use करते हो ना घर पे. आपने कभी रेस्टोरेंट में अगर जो खाया होगा तो you'll get that onion which is pink in color. How does the onion का color turns out pink? Cut the onion, add little bit of vinegar. Onion का सलाद बनाओगे, उस पे vinegar डाल दो ऊपर. बहुत खट्टा रहता है, थोड़ा ही डालना. So it will turn pink in color. Its appearance of the onion will. अब white onion लो तो भी वो pink हो जाएगा because vinegar is going to react with it and is giving a pink coloration. So all these are nothing but organic acids. और आपका जो pickles वगैरह आते हैं, there you all see they must have written in the ingredients vinegar added. Vinegar is nothing but a preservative which can be added. Correct? Production of organic acids. Microbes are also used for commercial and industrial production of certain organic acids. These compounds can be produced directly from glucose, that is, example, gluconic acid, or formed as end products from pyruvate or ethanol. Organic acid and the microbe used. They can ask you. Citric acid, Aspergillus niger. Gluconic acid, Aspergillus niger. Then you have fumaric acid, Rhizopus aereus. Then acetic acid or vinegar, that is Acetobacter aceti. The organic acids are further used variously. Example, citric acid is used in confectionery, fumaric acid in resins as wetting agents, and gluconic acid in medicine for solubility of calcium. Then production of vitamins. Vitamins are some organic nitrogenous compounds which are capable of performing many life-sustaining functions inside our body. These compounds cannot be synthesized by humans except vitamin D. हम लोग खाली vitamin D बना सकते हैं. And vitamin B which is there in the intestine. Vitamin D with the help of solar energy. And therefore, they have to be supplied in small amounts in the diet. Microbes are capable of synthesizing the vitamins, and hence they can be successfully used for the commercial production of many of the vitamins. Example, thiamine, riboflavin, pyridoxine, folic acid, pantothenic acid, biotin, vitamin B12, ascorbic acid, beta carotene, that is provitamin A, and ergosterol, that is provitamin D. Vitamins are manufactured by fermentation using different microbial sources as mentioned below. You have two different vitamins of B, that is vitamin B2. You have two different microorganisms. One is Neurospora gossypi and the other one is Erythromycin asbae. You have one more vitamin of B, that is B12, vitamin B12, that is Pseudomonas denitrificans. Another vitamin is the vitamin C, that is Aspergillus niger. Now here the question can come. Aspergillus niger, a microbial source, is used for preparation of what? You can write vitamin C, you can write citric acid and gluconic acid. Because in all these cases, you have this one only. What is the is sunflower oil? आगे का क्या आधा sentence आया. Who's that? Speak out. Is sunflower oil?
मैम सनफ्लावर ऑयल में बोलते हैं ना विटामिन D3 है करके, वो कैसे सिंथेसाइज करते हैं?
वो है, उसमें है, वो ऑयल में है D3, but then it is not being synthesized ऐसा totally. उसमें से synthesize नहीं होता है total. बेटा sunflower का seed कितना छोटा होता है? इतना तो होता है seed. Sunflower seed sepsella is such a small one. उसमें ऐसा नहीं होता है. इतना ऑयल कहाँ से निकलेगा? Castor, yes, maximum oil is there. Groundnut, yes, वो groundnut का सीड आपको मालूम है ना, पीनट सिंगदाना, वो सीड कैसा है तो उसका ऑयल भी बराबर निकलता है ना. Castor and groundnut का सीड का साइज is somewhat resembling, but sepsella का तो सीड is very small. आपका तिल जैसा रहता है ना, तिल से थोड़ा मेरे को लगता है 1 or 2 मिलीमीटर बढ़ के बस. तिल खाता है ना, तिलगुड़ का, वो तिल से थोड़ा 1 या 2 मिलीमीटर बढ़ के, बस 1 मिलीमीटर मेरे भी हिसाब से, 2 नहीं है, 1 मिलीमीटर बढ़ के Shipsella seeds. Then you have the next one, that is vitamins for, the microbes for the production of antibiotics. It was Alexander Fleming who in his laboratory or in his drawer had kept bacteria as well as fungi growing. Drawer में रखा था, उसने culture किया था. When he saw the fungus is going towards bacteria, the bacteria was showing the growth which was retarding. पीछे पीछे जा रहे हैं वो, fungus की तरफ नहीं जा रहा, वो पीछे पीछे जा रहा है. So he said that what is the reason for this, the bacteria to go behind? So he identified who worked upon it. That is, the new field came, that is antibiotics, with the microbial source only. Production of antibiotics. Antibiotics are probably the most important group of compounds synthesized by industries. Microorganisms, most antibiotics are secondary metabolites. They have therapeutic importance and are used in medical treatment. These are produced in small amounts by certain microbes like bacteria, fungi, and few algae, which inhibit the growth of other microbial pathogens. Therefore, they are used in medicine. The antibiotics are antibacterial, antifungal, etc., but not antiviral. तभी भी viral fever होता है, डॉक्टर एंटीबायोटिक नहीं दे सकता है क्योंकि उसको कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होता है वायरस को. आज भी हम लोग के पास ये है तो हम लोग एंटीबायोटिक्स नहीं यूज कर सकते हैं. Only vaccines can act upon viruses, not the antibiotics. वो नाम के लिए and that antibiotics के लिए antibiotic is needed. Plus the antibiotics should be of a broad spectrum. यानी कि अगर जो मैं एंटीबायोटिक लेती हूँ कोई, मेरे को लूज मोशन हुआ या मेरे को कुछ हुआ, तो definitely it's harmful. They are checking it when they take the survey, they do the survey, put a small thing antibiotic on your this arm or something. They will do the test check whether it is hammering you. Some of us already know that we have reaction with some antibiotic. We having reaction with sulfates. Sulfur drugs का reaction कैसा पता चलता है? आँख को लाल होता है, मेजर बुखार ऐसा होता है. That is when you take sulfur drugs. अभी sulfur drugs का reaction क्यों हो रहा है? क्योंकि मेरे को penicillin का reaction हो. penicillin में क्या होता है? Rashes आ जाता है reaction में. So we have to avoid all these things. So doctors before giving you antibiotic, they will ask first. If you are aware, yes, well and good. If you are not aware, they have to do the test check first. Once they have done the testing, and then only they will give you the antibiotic. Without that, they will not give you the antibiotic. Next time. Antibiotics are greatly improved, have greatly improved our capacity to treat deadly disease, plague, whooping cough, chloromycin, mycetis veninsulae, erythromycin, streptomyces erythris, penicillin, penicillium chrysogenum, streptomycin, streptomyces griseus, grisoflavin, penicillium grisoflavum. Then bacillin, it is Bacillus licheniformis. Then oxytetracycline or terramycin, streptomyces aurifacans. Here also they can give you, state the microbial source for so and so antibiotic. So you have to remember the microbial source or state the antibiotic from the microbial source. So ये antibiotic microbial source देंगे, antibiotic आपको लिखने का है. So these are the list which you have to remember it. Or they can ask you as match the columns. So you have to be careful about doing it. ये एक side लिखेंगे और ये दूसरा side लिखेंगे, and they will jumble it up. Once they have jumbled it, you have to put the right thing. Then only you get the 2 marks. Otherwise, you're a loser. Essay. Then, role of microbes in production of enzymes. In living beings, enzymes play a key role in metabolic reactions, and therefore, they are essential for the survival of such in beings. अगर जो मेरे पास एंजाइम नहीं होता था, डेफिनेटली मैं जो खाना खाती हूँ वो डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता. खाना डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता, मेरे को एनर्जी नहीं मिलती. मेरे को एनर्जी नहीं मिलती, मैं काम नहीं करती. I would be lying on the bed. So enzymes are playing an important role. Correct? Enzymes are proteins known as biocatalysts due to their ability to promote reactions more quickly at body temperature and more efficiently. Many microbes synthesize and excrete large quantities of enzyme into the surrounding medium. Using this feature of this tiny organisms, enzymes are produced commercially. These enzymes are amylase, cellulase, protease, lipase, pectinase, streptokinase, and many others. आपको पता है insulin is a type of an enzyme which is produced by means of your pancreas. Nutrition chapter में last week क्या था? Pancreas में 3 types of cells are there: alpha cells, beta cells, and delta cells. याद आ रहा है धुंधला सा? From that beta cells you get that insulin enzyme. That production of insulin is there. That insulin is regulating the blood sugar. याद आ रहा है धुंधला सा? That is nothing but enzyme. अगर जो उसका production बराबर नहीं होएगा, definitely the sugar will be there in my blood and I'll be suffering from diabetes. ऐसे करके. Several industrial cells use enzymes of microorganisms for specific applications. In textile industry, enzymes are able to improve the quality of the fabrics. In the pulp and the paper industry, they are involved in the biochemical pulping and bleaching. In the food industry, they are used in fermentation process for the production of bread and drinks as such as wine and beer. Also, they participate in extraction of substances such as carotenoids and olive oil. Lipases are used in detergent industry because they have superior cleaning properties. साबुन में आप लाइपेज यूज करते हो ताकि जो भी फैट वगैरह का तेल का दाग वगैरह हो आपका बॉडी में से sebaceous gland पर भी तो ऑयल निकलते हैं ना, that oil has to be cleaned out from your clothes, so we are adding that lipase enzyme in the soaps also. Lipase are used in detergent industry because they have superior cleaning properties, increasing the brightness and removing of oil stains. They are also used in animal feed and agriculture industries. Among others, for are few examples of enzymes used in industrial food processing. Name invertase, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, bread वगैरह के लिए use करते हो. Pectinase, Sclerotina libertiana, Aspergillus niger. Then lipase, Candida lipolytica. Then cellulase, Trichoderma coingi. Then you have the enzymes which is necessary. You have the production of the plant hormone. That is nothing but the phytohormones. Correct? Gibberellin. Gibberellin is a type of hormone which is necessary for the plants to grow. Correct? And it is obtained from the fungus named as Gibberella. Gibberellin is a group of growth hormone mainly used by higher plants and fungi to promote the growth of the stem elongation. The first gibberellin was isolated by two Japanese scientists, Yabukta and Suzuki, in 1938 from the rice seedling infected with the fungus Gibberella fusicuria. About 15 different types of gibberellins have been isolated. Gibberellins have many practical applications. They are used to induce parthenocarpy in apple without the fertilization. The formation of fruit is taking place. Pear, correct, etc. They are used in breaking the dormancy of the seed. The seed means uska dormancy break karne ke liye we are adding this Gibberella, a phytohormone, and also inducing the flowering in long day plants. Jo apna plants hai, like if you know, go to see that when we are saying that green peas and tomatoes and all that thing, in this season, winter season, they will come maximum in the market. Why? Because they are said to be growing in the short day plants. Winter season, the days are shorter, na? धूप भी late निकलती है, like by 7 o'clock or something. Summer season में the sun is coming by 6, quarter to 6 and all such things, and it goes by 7:30. But in winter, it goes by 5:30, quarter to 6 also. So the day is short. In winter, the day is long. ऐसे करके we have short day and long day plants. There are some plants which are day neutral plants. वे उनको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, धूप निकले नहीं निकले कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. So they are day neutral plants. The same way when we are seeing, they are used to induce the parthenocarpy in this. They are also used in breaking the dormancy of the seed and also inducing flowering in long day plants. Long day plants में क्या है? Flowering करने के लिए I am adding that is gibberellin. They are also used to enlarge of the grapefruits. Normally it's a smaller too. और वो चिंटू grape में अब आपका seeds आएगा तो खाने नहीं लगता है. So nowadays when you go to see in the month of Jan ending or Feb beginning and all such things, you start getting the grapes, which are larger in size. No doubt, throughout the year you are getting the grapes. But during that time, the grapes are original ones. They are elongated, green color with thin skin. And those grapes are good to be eaten. They are slightly elongated. Abhi jo aate hai, wo chote aate hain. Correct? So enlarge the size of the grapes. Definitely the size is larger of the grape ka size is larger and it is seedless. It is having more market value. You and I would prefer to purchase that. Na, dikhne mein bhi acha hai. Then microbes in sewage treatment. So we have to continue or stop here? Sanket sir?
Yes, ma'am.
We have to stop here or continue?
We can stop here, ma'am.
Stop here and tomorrow with microbes.
Up to you, ma'am. If you want to continue right now, I think we should just pick it up later.